Welcome to Nabeel Math Academy. This is Dr. Mohammed Nabeel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the polar coordinate. So before going to polar coordinate, we have to know what is a Cartesian coordinate. Any point in the x and y, we call it this one as a Cartesian coordinate. Suppose if you want to plot a point 2, comma 3, this is the x value is equal to y value is equal 3. So therefore it is 2 and here 3. So this is the point you will have 2 comma 3. So this is the polar coordinate where you have a dealing with the x and y. So this is x and y. Whereas in the polar coordinate we are discussing about the quadrant and the length, the r comma theta. So before going to the polar coordinate, let us check the quadrant. What is a quadrant? It lies. So this one we call it as a first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. In the first quadrant, the theta ranges from 0 to 90, and this is equals 0. And this line, it is 90 degree, exactly the right angle. And here in the second quadrant, the theta ranges from 90 to 180, and this angle is theta is equal 180. In the third quadrant, the theta ranges from 180 to 270, and this line is equals to 70. And the last fourth quadrant, it is ranges from 270 to 360, and it will complete one rotation to pi. So this is what you will have for the quadrant range. Now we are going to study about the r comma theta. So what is the r comma theta? Here you have, suppose if you write it this one as r comma theta, suppose this one is r, the radius, and this one is angle theta, and the length we call it this one as r. So any form in the polar coordinate, it can be considered into r comma theta, where r is the length and theta is a angle formed between the line. So this is the polar coordinate. So this is a polar coordinate. Now let us take the next question here. Plot the point whose polar coordinates are. So here the polar coordinate is given. This is the first value is r, which is a length, and the angle is given by here. This is the angle. So angle is 5 pi over 4. So I will convert the 5 pi over 4 in terms of degree first. So this is 45, and multiply by 5, you will get 225. So it is 225 degree. So it will be in the which quadrant? Which is the third quadrant, which is 180 to 270, between this part. So I will take it here. So this is the angle which is formed by this, and the length which is 1. So the length is r value is 1. So this is the value. This is the value. So this is the r comma theta. So this is line I tried with the line here we have. So this one is 5 pi over 4, and this is the length is 1, and this point we call it as 1 comma 1 comma 5 pi over 4. If you write it without the axes, so it should be like this. Because r is 1. So this is the angle formed by this 5 pi over 4, and the r is 1, therefore it is 1 comma 5 pi over 4. So similarly we can draw the other graph as well. So here the length r is equals to, which is a bigger than the first, and it is 3 pi. 3 pi means, so you will have the full rotation. So actually 3 pi is, you will have 3 pi, it will be full rotation 1 2 pi, and then it will be converted to here. So to find the angle, that's why we will write it this quadrant. So it is 2 pi 1 full rotation, and it will reach to here. So this part. So this is the theta value. So how will you draw the graph for this one? This is, I draw it here. This is one full rotation they will do it, and it will reach here. And the r, the value of r, it will be here from the center. So this is 1, this is 2 units, this is 2 unit length. So I write it this part as 2 comma 3 pi. So this point is 2 comma 3 pi. Now coming to the next one, which is minus 2 pi over 3. So pi over 3 is nothing but 60, and if you multiply it becomes minus 120. Minus 120 means it is going opposite direction. So this is the opposite direction where it is start from the this one, and it is 90 here, and it will be 120 will be here. It is the opposite direction. So how will you draw the graph for this one? So this is the initial line, 0 here, and it will have the length which is 2, which is 2 bigger than this part. So therefore the angle is here. So I write it here. This one is minus 2 pi over 3, and the length is 2. So we will write it this one as this point as 2 comma 2 pi over 3, 2 comma minus 2 pi over 3. So that's it. So to draw the finding the quadrant, that's why we will find it this part, the quadrant wise. Now let us go with the next one here. We will have 45 into 3, which is 135. So 135, which is in the second quadrant. So if you see this one, it is in the second quadrant here. This is the second quadrant, and very important thing here, it is going, the r is here the negative value. The r value is here the negative minus 3. So therefore it is going backward. It is going backward. So it is 1 unit, this is 2 unit, and this is 3 unit. So it is move 3 pi over 4, but r going in the negative direction minus 3. So therefore I will draw the graph like this. This is the initial line, and this is your angle. So here you have this part. So it is 3 pi over 4, but the r is minus 3, and this point is equal minus 3 comma 3 pi over 4. The next one, we have a note. In the Cartesian coordinate, each point represents only one representation. Every point represents only one representation in the Cartesian coordinate. But in the polar form, it is the many representation will be there for one point. So if you see in the polar coordinate, so each point has many representations. So for identify this one, we will take the example 1 comma 5 pi over 4. So it is 5 pi over 4. It is actually 2 to 5, which is in the third quadrant. So and the r is 1, therefore this is the initial line, and it is radius is 1. So this is the 0 here, and this is the angle 5 pi over 4 and radius 1. So this is the point you will have. Now let us take the next one. Here we have what? Minus 135. So if you go through the minus 135, so this is the initial line. It is going, this is a 0 here, and it is going negative direction. It will cross the fourth quadrant, and it will reach to the third quadrant. So this one, and r is equal 1 again. R is equal 1 again. So you will get here, this is the value minus 3 pi over 4, and the r is equal 1. So this is the point you will have 1 comma minus 3 pi over 4, and here you will have 1 comma 5 pi over 4. If you see the representation going to be the same, but the point is different in the polar form. So that's why in the polar form you will have a each point has a many representation, but in the Cartesian form only every point has a only one representation. So this is the one more example here. So this is the initial line you have, and this is 0. And here if you take this part, it is 45 into 13, so which is equal 585. So it is a full rotation, one full rotation, and if you subtract with the 360, you will get 5, 2, and 2. So it is again coming to the third quadrant. So it will cover the one full rotation, and it will go to the first quadrant finish, second quadrant finish, and it will reach to the third quadrant. So you will find it this part, the same. So r is equal 1, and this is the angle which is 13 pi over 4. So this point is 1 comma 13 pi over 4. So this is also the same representation you have. Now going to the next one, this is 45, positive 45, and it is negative direction. So if you see this one, this is the initial line here we have, and this is 45 will be here. 45 will be here, but the R value is going to be a negative -1, so it is going backward. So it is going backward here, 1. So this point, we call it this part as -1 comma pi over 4. So you will have a same representation, but the polar form has a different points. So this is what the note says. Now in this one, we will convert the polar to Cartesian and Cartesian to polar. How will you convert the polar form to Cartesian form and the Cartesian to polar form? By using this one. This is a very important points. X equal r cosine theta, y equal r sine theta. If you square this part, so r square is equal x square plus y square. The cosine square plus cosine square become 1 if you take the r square common. So therefore the theta between, what is the angle between the x and y? Therefore it is a tan theta equal y over x. So first of all, here this is a question where we will convert this is in the polar form r comma theta. So I will convert this one in terms of the Cartesian form x comma y. So how will you do this one? So just substitute the same thing. What is r and theta? So from the question you will have r is equals to, and theta is equal pi over 3. Now just substitute the value. What is x? We have taken the x value, the parametric form of the polar coordinate. It is r cosine theta. Just substitute the value. R is 2 cosine pi over 3. Cosine pi over 3, which is equal 60. What is the 60 value? Which is 1 over 2. So if you cancel, you will get 1. Y is equal r sine theta. What is r sine theta? 2 times of sine pi over 3. What is sine pi over 3? So which is root 3 over 2. So this is root 3 over 2. So 2 with the 2 cancel, you will have the value is equal root 3. So therefore, this polar coordinate, so 2 comma pi over 3, which is in the polar form, which is converted into the Cartesian form, 1 comma root 3. So this is the polar form, and this one is the Cartesian form. This is polar form, polar coordinate or polar form, and this is the Cartesian coordinate x comma y. So this is x comma y, and this is r comma theta. So that's it. Now in the next one, we will convert the reverse part. So if you have a Cartesian coordinate, how will you convert in terms of polar coordinate? It's very easy, the same way. Here we have to go with the same. So here the given thing, which is given as x comma y. So this is x equal 1, y is equal 1 minus 1. Y is equal minus 1. So how will you write this one? What is the x value? R square value. How will you calculate R? By using these two formula, we will calculate, convert into the polar form. So what is r square? X square plus y square. If you square and add, you will get 1 square plus minus 1 whole square. It is again minus plus 1. So r square is equals to r is equal root 2. So if you take the root, you will get r is equal square root of 2. Now what about the theta value? How will you calculate theta? That's why we will have a tan theta. Tan theta is given by x, y over x. Y is minus 1 over 1. So if you take a tan inverse of minus 1, so tan inverse of minus 1, which is equal minus 45. So it is equal minus 45. So we have converted this one in terms of the polar coordinate. It is the polar coordinate is given by root 2 comma minus pi over 4. If you want to convert this one as a positive, just go with the rule of the coterminal angle. Subtract with 2 pi. If you subtract with the 2 pi, so you will get a same representation angle which is equal, it is 8 pi minus pi, which is equal 7 pi over 4, which is the positive. So either you can write it this one or you can write it this root 2 comma 7 pi over 4. Both are right. Since the value is the theta is here negative, and whereas here it is a positive. Both representation as same. Both points has the same representation. Now here we will sketch the polar coordinate by using the r and theta. When you have a r equal theta, how will you convert? First convert everything in terms of the Cartesian coordinate. As we know the Cartesian coordinate, it is very simple. So what is a line, what is a square, everything we can know. But first of all, we will convert this one in terms of Cartesian coordinate. How will you convert? So the given is r is equals to, therefore, if you square it both sides, you will get what? R square is equal 4. What is the r square value? The definition x square plus y square by using the definition of the polar coordinate. So you will get the x square plus y square equal 4. So this is the equation of a circle with the center 0, 0 and radius 1. So here you will have a circle which is at the center. So this is my r equal 2. So if you get the r bigger and bigger, you will get a bigger circle. If it is r equal more, so suppose if you have r, it is equals 3, so you will get the bigger circle. R equal 4, more than this one. So similarly, you can just go through it, this part. Now let us go to the next one, r theta equal 1. When you have a theta equal 1, how will you write it this part? So here actually this is the initial line. This is the initial line 0 and theta equal 1, this part. Theta equal 1. So for all the value of theta equal 1, it is r comma theta is a polar form. So r comma 1. So if you go in the opposite positive direction, you will get r equal positive. If you go negative direction, you will get negative r. So therefore, it is a diagonal line where you will have this point is 1 comma theta and this point 2 comma theta. So all the values in above, it is r more than 0. If you see the down, so you will get here it is minus 1 comma theta. Here you will get minus 2 comma theta, where in this case which is r is less than 0. So it is a diagonal line. It is a diagonal line which is passing through the quadrant 1 and 3. So this is a quadrant 1 and this is quadrant 3. This is quadrant 3. Now the next here, it is r more than or equals 2 and the theta value is given by this. So let us try this one first. So what is this one here? R equals 2. I know it is a circle. R equal 2 is a circle, but it is going outside, beyond the circle. So this is the circle r equals 2. R equals 2. This is the r equals 2. But in this one, it is asking more than. So this part is the more than. more than 2, and the theta value is what? This is theta equals 0 and theta equal pi. So all the region which is more than this part. So all the region it is more than this one. So more than and equal. This line is also equal. This line is also equal. So this is the region how we will draw. This is only the upper part. Upper part. Now see this one here. We will have r is less than 2, less than or equals to, and less than 4. So I will draw the two graphs. So here r equals 2, you will get a smaller circle. R equals 2 is a smaller circle, and R equal 4 is a bigger circle. Both about the origin. Both about the origin. So this is R equals 2. This is R equal 4. And where is this point? What is the theta value? Theta value is here. This is 144. So 144, 45 into 3, it is 135. So 135 will be here. This is 3 pi over 4. And what is this one? So it is 45 into 7, which is equal. So I will write it this one as I will find this. This is 45. 45 into 2, which is equals to 215. So it is 215. Sorry, 315 degree, and here it is 45 into 3, which is equal 135. So 135 will be the second quadrant, which is here, and 7 pi over 4, which is in the fourth quadrant. So this is the part. So this is the theta value, and you have to shade the region in between the circle. And one more thing, and this part is including this r equal to is including because it is less than or equal, but the 4 is not included. The 4 is not included. So I will consider this part without taking the 4. So here this line is not included. R equal 4 is not included, but this line is included. That's it. So this is the diagram for the polar coordinate. Now here, so far we have discussed if it is r equals to, directly we say it is a circle. But here it is given as what? R equal to sine theta. So how will you convert in terms of the polar coordinate? I will just multiply both sides by r. So you will get r square here 2r cosine theta. So r cosine theta, as per the definition, we will have r cosine theta is nothing but x. So I write it this one as x, 2x. And here this one is what? X square plus y square by using the definition above. So this is that's why this one is very, very important. So conversion of polar to Cartesian. So now if you bring it here, you will get what? X square minus 2x plus y is equal 1, is equal 0. Is equal 0. Now if you add it 1 here to make it a complete in square, so you will get this part as x minus 1 whole square plus y square is equal 1 square. So this is the center, this is a circle with the center, this is the circle with the center 1 comma 0 and radius 1. So if you see this graph, the graph is like this. So the circle is on the x-axis, is on the x-axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Here the center is 1 and radius is 1. Therefore, it is at the 2. positive part of 2. So r equals 2 means r equals 2 cosine theta means the circle is on the positive part of x-axis. Similarly, if you have r equal minus means you will have the circle is on the negative side. If you get r is equal minus 2 cosine theta. If you get r is equal to sine theta, the circle is on the y-axis. The y-axis. Positive part of y-axis. So this is the positive part of y-axis. Now similarly, one more we have. What is that? So if you have r is equal minus 2 sine theta, therefore the circle will be in the negative part of the y-axis. That's it. So this is how we will remember the graph of the r equal to means is a circle with the center origin. If it is cosine, positive part. If it is minus, negative part of x. If it is 2 sine, positive, therefore positive part of y. If minus 2 sine, it is a negative part of y. So this is how we will remember the graph. Now here we have r equal 1 plus sine theta. If it is without 1, we will say it is a circle which is in the y-axis, but it is a scalar. We will have 1 plus like that number. So for that one, we will use the calculator. So I will fix the calculator 1 plus cosine theta 1 plus x, and be careful before calculating this one, the calculator will be in the radian mode. Cal C, give the value of x equal 0. So you will get 0. Sine 0 is 0 and you will have plus 1, the value will be 1. Now next one we will have the same thing. If you go through the same part, cal C pi, so shift pi over 4. So answer will be in the radian, it is 1.707. 1.7071. So similarly, if you calculate the rest of the values, so you will get 2, and here you will get 1.7071, and the next pi value, sine pi value 0, 0 plus 1 which is 1, and 5 pi over 2, the value will be 0.293. Calculate using the calculator same way. So you will get 0 here, and this one is 0.293, and here we will take the last one is 1 because sine 2 pi is 0 and plus 1. So why we are taking this one? Because here it is starting with the 0. I will plot the point here. This is the point you have. So what is the point here? 0, degree 0 and 45, then 90. 90, then you have 135 I will take. Then you will take here is what? 180, 180 to 275, 270, yes, 180 and 225 and 270, then 315, 360. So this is what we will take it here. 45, 0, and here 90, and this is in between. This is in between, which is 135, 180, and 225, and here we will have this value is 3 pi over 4. Sorry, 6 pi over 4. This is actually 6 pi over 4. This must be a 6 pi over 4, which is 3 pi over 2. 6 pi over 4, if you cancel, you will get 3 pi over 2, which is equal to 270. Is equal to 270. And here this one is 315 degree and the full circle 360. So this is the value you have. Now we will draw the graph of this one. So what is the graph of this? X equal 0. It is 1. It is 1 here. Then it is going there. Where? This part. 1.7. So it is more than. Is it right? So this is 1. More than 1 here. And it goes where? Next. Pi over 2. 90. Then it is going the next one. 1.7 again. And here 1. And then we will have the next part pi finish. What is 5 pi over 2? 5 pi over 2 is very small here. And then it goes to 0 and it will goes to again here and it goes to 1. So see here if this point, so this is the one point, this is another point, this is another point, this is another point, this is another point, and then if you draw the graph of this one, you will have the coordinate. So you will find it, the first point will be here, the first point, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and the last one it will be reached to the one again. So this is a coordinate. So this is, we call it as a coordinate. And similarly, we will have a four types of coordinate. How will you remember this one? So this is the positive part of r is equal 1 plus sine theta. Sine theta means positive part of y-axis, the major part. If it is the same thing, it is given r equal 1 minus sine theta, it goes the negative part of y-axis. So it will be like this. That's it. So this is the minus sine theta. Similarly, if you have r is equal, if it is r is equal 1 plus cosine theta, so therefore it is a positive part of x-axis. And if you have r is equal 1 minus cosine theta, so it is a negative part of the x-axis. So this is how you will draw the coordinate. So it is standard now. If it is 2r, it is a circle about the axis. If it is 1 plus sine, it is a coordinate. Now the next one, it is the cosine 2 theta. Cosine 2 theta is, here it is different. If it is theta only, we will say it is a circle on the x-axis. But it is 2 theta, double angle. So it's the same story, we will write it here. So I will take the same part. So 0, 45, this is 0, 45, 90, 135, 180, and 225, 270, then 315, and we will have here, which is 360, 2 pi. So if you do it in the same sense by calculator, cosine 0, 0, it is 0. So cosine 0, 1, which is 1 here. Start with the 1. Here you will get 90, cosine 90 is 0. If I substitute this value here, it is pi. Pi is minus 1. Now the next one, it is 0. The next one, 1. Next 0. Next minus 1. And next 0 and 1. Use the calculator. Just fix this function in the calculator and give the value of theta 1 by 1. You will get all the values. Now start the graph here. So this part is theta equals 0, theta equal pi, theta equal pi here, theta equal 3 pi over 2, and this is 3, 2 pi. This is theta equal 2 pi. Now we are going to start the plotting the points. So theta equals 0 and r is equal 1. So theta equals 0, r equal 1. So theta equals 0, it will be here, and r is 1 here. So this is the one part first. Now the next one, theta equal pi over 2. So r is going to be a 0. R is going to be a 0 value. So it will be 45 and it will be 0. The value will be 0. It goes to 0 here. The values. Now it goes from here to here. First value. This is done. This is also done. 45, 0. Now 90, it is minus 1. 90, it is positive 1. Therefore, it is going negative direction. Therefore, you have here. So this is the minus 1 here. Next, pi 3 pi over 4, it is 135, which is again it goes to 0 here. Again it goes to 0 here. Here. Next, this is also finished. pi is equal 1. Pi is 1, it will be here. So this is done, finish. This is also complete. 5 pi over 2, which is 2 to 5, which is equal 0 again. It will reach to 0 again here. So this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3, this is 4, and 5. This is finish. Now 370 it will be here, but it is negative 1. Negative 1 will be the opposite direction here. It will be positive. It will be positive there, here. This one. Now 7 pi over 4, which is 315, which is again it goes to 0. This is 6, this is 7. And it will reach to the final destination, which is 1. So this is the number 8. So if you draw this one here, this is number 1, this is number 2, and it goes 3, and then it is 4, and then it is moves to the 5 again, and then it goes to the 6 upper, and it will return again 7, and it will reach to the final part 1. That's it. Thank you.